My dad is furious for my mom sleeping with another man, but my dad wanted the open marriage.
That's drama.
Alina, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Alina Malamed. I go by Alina Yael online.
Rad. What kind of videos do you make?
I make a mix of makeup, lifestyle, and comedy videos.
Huge. So we're going to test your comedy right now on the show. No pressure, though. No pressure. My parents got married when they were super young. My dad knocked up my mom and their parents married them off. My grandfather was able to set up some business for my dad in a big city, and they moved here soon after my birth. My mom grew up in a conservative southern town where she was taught to be a submissive wife. And even after moving to the big city, she didn't spend much time socializing. She had no friends and never went out. My dad was only there to provide for us. He was always away on business, and he wasn't there as a husband for my mom or as a father to me. My dad made a lot of money, so we never lacked anything. Growing up, I became my mom's best friend. We would talk about everything. I pushed her to make friends and to find hobbies. After years of pushing, she started going to a nearby park and made her first friend a gym trainer. Encouraged by her friend and me, she started to join the gym. There's going to be some stretching going on, but maybe not in the gym.
Lots of stretching.
So she met a few more people there and started having some semblance of a social life, but still continued to tell me everything. I think my dad's new secretary gave him the idea, but he asked my mom for an open marriage almost a year ago.
No.
He told her he wasn't happy in their marriage and she wasn't providing him with everything he wanted. My mom, who is a Christian wife, was mortified and told me about the proposal in tears. I feel like the open marriage proposal is an anti-proposal.
Yeah, like instead of getting on one knee, you get up off the knee, or I don't know. Like
yeah. You're like, no more kneeling down. I'm walking over to someone else who will kneel down for me, maybe my secretary. So I suggested she get a divorce, but she said she didn't believe in it and she wouldn't be the one to end their marriage. As my dad pushed, I knew exactly where this would end up if my mom agreed. Her friend and I convinced her. My mom was hesitant at first, but she agreed with the condition that they would be completely transparent with each other.
Transparency is dangerous. You think you want it.
If you were to engage in an open relationship, would you rather have transparency or a don't ask, don't tell policy? Put it below. Let us know what you think. My dad was a middle-aged 41 man with a belly, and my mom was 39, athletic, and worked out regularly. I don't know how my dad was so blind or what he thought would happen. I helped create online dating profiles for my mom almost 6 months ago. After getting an insane number of matches, choosing from them and chatting with them for months, my mom started hooking up with a few people. Getting all this attention has provided a massive boost to her confidence, and she seems better. My dad hooked up with his secretary almost immediately.
There it is.
I mean, we saw it coming. He's had very little luck with other ladies. With their transparency thing, my mom tells him about all of her hookups. A few weeks ago, my dad screamed at my mom for some minor thing. Usually, my mom would have apologized, but with her newfound confidence, she didn't back down. It's been constant fights the last few weeks. My dad keeps starting fights by making snide remarks about my mom's clothing or appearance. He even called my mom a whore, but stopped himself. I think open marriage finally has sunk in. My mom told me he tried to have a conversation about stopping the open marriage, but she immediately shot it down. I think they'll split up. My dad was never there for either of us, but the thought of my parents splitting up still feels weird. I don't feel bad for my dad, but I wish he put the effort into his family. I'm happy for my mom, though. There is an update. What do you think? What do you think of the whole situation? Should the parents split up? What do you think of the mom being like, nah, I'm still doing this open marriage thing. You can't close this. Pandora's box is open.
Yeah, he let her have a taste of the rainbow. She liked it too much. You know, that's why I think I was right with the whole don't ask, don't tell thing, because he didn't know.
He wouldn't have known how much attention she was getting. A few days after my previous post, my dad left her home and had a divorce served to my mom in a week. My grandparents didn't even know about any of this, but my dad told them when he served the divorce. He also implied to them that my mom was cheating on him.
Oh no, that is betrayal.
Both sets of grandparents came to our home and started berating my mom. I kept screenshots of all my parents' communications and my mom showed them, and it got way worse after that. Grandparents started fighting each other and blaming each other for each other's children's, causing all of this mess. A few days later, my mom's old church friends came to our home. Back when my mom used to go to church, they used to look down on her for being from a small town. My mom has always been very caring and non-judgmental person, so she disagreed with their bigotry and they began excluding her from church activities. After she met her gym friends, my mom stopped going to church entirely. These church friends started calling my mom a and she kicked them out.
You know, this just makes me angry.
I know, dude. Come on. My mom is on a cut right now, so she has very defined abs and arms. So along with all the normal stuff getting thrown at her, my grandparents accused her of having a man's body. What the fuck?
Come on, this woman cannot catch a freaking break.
Her trainer friend has been a great support through all of this. She contacted an attorney she used for her divorce, and my mom is spending a lot of time at her house. Turns out the business my dad is running is owned by my mom. It was set up by my mom's dad in her name, so it belongs to her. I did not know this until now and assumed that my dad owned it. The whole situation is a huge mess right now. Dad is living in some hotel. My grandparents left yesterday after a week of fighting and trying to force my parents to come back together. I know there's a lot more divorce trauma to come, but I hope it all comes down for now. Holy shit. I didn't even realize the whole business thing. That wrenched the whole thing.
Oh my goodness. He made a mistake. Like, this just all came back to bite him in the booty.
I want to ask this question to the people in the comments, but also you. So, like, what do you think about starting a marriage, opening it up, and then wanting it closed again? Do you think you can close an open marriage?
Listen, I think anything is possible, but once that window opens, I don't know if, like, once you get a taste of that freedom, you know, like, do you want to give that up? You know, of course, open marriage can maybe draw you closer because you realize that they're the one.
My step-siblings destroyed my mother's urn, so I retaliated in the only way I knew how. Am I the a-hole?
I gotta know how they retaliated right now.
My mom died when I was like 4. And my dad remarried when I was 6. My stepmom is all right, and I don't have any problems with her. She had 3 kids from a previous marriage, an 18-year-old girl, 17-year-old boy, and 15-year-old girl. I am 18, so I'm the same age as the oldest, but I'm older by a couple months. At first, when we all moved in, I was happy to have siblings, but the feeling wasn't mutual at all, and they excluded me a lot from things, saying that I'm not one of them and other crap like that. Me and the 17-year-old fought a lot, like almost daily. Nothing too bad, just dumb kid stuff. Our parents nipped that in the bud, but arguments with him were daily till I was like 13 and just gave up. The 18-year-old hates me because of me and her brother fighting a lot, and same with the 15-year-old. So everyone hates OP.
That's super rough.
My dad and stepmom tried to make us all one blended family, but it just didn't work. I was open to it, but they were intent on blocking me out. Around 12, I just stopped trying and did my own thing. I have absolutely zero relationship or attachment with any of them. So here's the main problem. I was away at a friend's house and I forgot to lock the door to my room. My step-siblings have a problem with going into my room because I keep my stuff organized and I'm the only one with a TV in my room. I paid for it. When they watch TV, I usually just let them and avoid talking to them. I have a mini memorial of my mom in my room that has a plaque of my mom and her urn. It's not much, but I like it. I guess all 3 were watching TV and somehow my urn got knocked over and the ash is all over my carpet and everywhere. It's basically just an empty thing.
That is so traumatizing. Holy moly.
Her
mother's spread across her carpet.
When I got home, I flipped my It got bad enough that my dad came into the room and sent them out. When I told them what happened, he said that he's sorry and that he will talk to him. This is where I may be the a-hole. My dad said something about never being too mad at quote unquote family. I had enough and told him exactly this. They aren't my family. They made home life for years and now knocked over the ashes of my mom. I hate them. He went quiet and didn't say anything and just left my room. My step-siblings haven't apologized. Not that I accept anything they would say, but I feel bad for what I said to my dad, but I also don't regret a word of what I said. So am I the a-hole? Lena,
absolutely not. I think that was valid. I mean, they're a child. They're dealing with a lot of emotions and stuff. I mean, it's very hard changes. The father can deal with the blow to the heart, like knowing that they didn't do a good enough job integrating the family.
It's like this response is expected, but it's still like probably not the best response. And so I would say twinge of a-hole, but the kids are like 10 times more asshole-ish than OP.
Oh, 100%.
I want to know what everyone else thinks. Put your answers in the comments. Do you think OP is the a-hole or not? And what would you do if your siblings knocked over your mother's ashes? My best friend became a lawyer, so then she dumped her boyfriend. Am I the asshole for calling her an asshole?
How do the two correlate?
Because I guess she's rich and successful and a lawyer now. She doesn't need no hanger-on mans.
Another independent woman story. We love to hear it.
My female 32, best childhood friend, female 32, just became a lawyer and then dumped her boyfriend. My best friend and I grew up in poverty. We had not much opportunities for an education. For young women in our area, our options were retail, drug dealing, prostitution, or hoping a rich guy would notice us. For guys, it was retail, drug dealing, or finding one of the few factory jobs remaining. Not great options.
Not good options.
I got lucky and managed to date a med student. He helped open doors for me, and I have become a teacher in a school in a lower socioeconomic area to provide those opportunities. My husband is now a doctor. Flex. So it seems like she kind of got it.
She got out.
My friend tried that option, but was not as lucky. She was working a minimum wage retail job at 25. While doing so, she got friendly with a factory worker, male 30, who came by regularly, and they started dating. He knew he was not the academic type. School was not for him, but he also saw potential in my friend and encouraged her to go to school. She had dreams of becoming a criminal prosecutor, and he encouraged her not to give up. He took out whatever loan he could find so that she could get an education. So he's supporting her in getting the education.
Wow.
He supported her through and through, did the housework, worked extra shifts, everything so she could get an education. My friend persevered, graduated, and became a lawyer. And then shortly after, she broke up with her boyfriend, just as he was planning on proposing to her. Yikes.
That's so rough. I maybe take back my comment about the independent woman.
She said that she is a professional and she had no interest being married to a working class man and that she deserves better and a real man.
She did not say that.
She did. I was horrified and told her that she is betraying a man who supported her through all of this and made her what she is. She got mad and said it is not the woman's job to pay the bills and that I am being a hypocrite because my husband makes a lot more money than me. She further said that the idea of marriage as a life partnership is a patriarchal construct, that she has the right to date whomever she wants, and that as a feminist, I should be supporting her. I told her that she is not only a major asshole, she is giving feminists a bad name because feminism means women financially supporting their male partners as much as in the reverse. So, what do you think of this whole situation? Do you think OP is right in saying that this girl is an a-hole?
The lawyer woman, she doesn't know what feminism is. She said that the man should be the breadwinner and she's calling herself a feminist.
Yeah, it's right. Isn't that like it seems a little contradictory?
It's actually exactly what feminism is not.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, I'm a feminist and I want to, be with different people and you should support that. Okay. That's just an excuse. You're using feminism as an excuse for your guilt.
I also feel like she may have taken advantage of this guy because the fact that like she stayed with him up until she got the lawyer position and she's like, I don't need you anymore. Like that kind of rubs me the wrong way.
I've never heard of something more manly
than freaking like
someone putting his own needs and potential savings aside to support a woman that he believes in.
Yeah.
What he was doing was feminism.
He's the feminist.
He's the feminist. I think the friend is a good friend for calling her out. I think a good friend will call you out on your behavior.
I agree. Alina, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you coming on the pod and hopefully we'll have you on soon.
Thank you for having me.
See you.